Hello, everyone. I'm Ken Filler from FLTeams.com. FL Teams is your place to go for all the news on your favorite Florida sports teams, from the colleges all the way to the pros. And it is my pleasure to be talking with Bryan Hodgson, head coach of the USF basketball Bulls. Bryan, thanks for giving us a few minutes today. How are you?
I'm doing well, man. How you doing?
Doing excellent. How's Tampa been so far for you and your family? I know you've been here just a short time. How you feel about it?
Oh man, I love it. Love every minute of it. It's unbelievable place to live. It's nice and toasty out here this last month, but I'll take it. We love it. We love everything about Tampa.
Excellent. I know I've seen on social media you've been getting out and about. You threw out the first pitch at the Tampa Bay Rays game. I saw you were a guest of Baker Mayfield at Bucks training camp this past week. Good to see you out promoting the USF basketball brand.
Yeah, I've caught a lot of heat about that first pitch. Now I got to clarify some things. Okay, first of all, my first pitch got all the way to the catcher. There's no bounce. Second of all, most importantly, I threw it from the rubber. All right, so I see a lot of these jokers walk to the front of the dirt to throw a first pitch. That wasn't going to happen. We threw it all the way from the rubber, and I got it there. So
That is the
but
full
no, it was
60 feet, 6 inches. Yes.
that's right. That's right. So no, it was a blast. Honored to do that. Have my family with me for that. That was a really cool experience. And then training camp, what was really cool. We weren't. I wouldn't say guests of Baker Mayfield. We were able to meet Baker while we were there, but we were guests of the Bucks, and myself and the staff went and got to meet Coach Bowles, and just a really cool experience. And excited to watch them play this year.
What stood out to you about becoming the head coach at USF? You may have had maybe some other opportunities after your success at Arkansas State, schools reaching out to you. What was it that struck you about USF, and hey, this would be a great place to coach basketball?
Yeah, the leadership, top to bottom. Our president, chairman, Will Weatherford, vice chairman, Mike Griffin, Jay Stroman, who's now serving as our interim AD, all the way to, obviously Michael Kelly was here at the time and was a major part in that and built a great relationship with Michael. Lee Butler, but the alignment and vision for this university and its athletic department was unmatched. Like you said, I interviewed with 4 teams this offseason, and I didn't think anybody that had the energy or the vision that the leadership here at South Florida had, and that's something that I'm excited to be a part of.
You've kind of built your reputation on being an excellent recruiter, and we'll delve into that a little bit more. Have you always loved recruiting and everything about it, or is that just something that you kind of fell into in the college basketball sphere?
No, I love it because it's relationship based, and here as of lately, it's gotten a little it's taken a turn and a little less relationship based. And I say all the time, I prefer to have transformational relationships as opposed to transactional. And right now in college athletics, unfortunately, things are a little too transactional for my liking. But I think that there's a large enough base that you can still build a roster based on transformational relationships with people. And, I've always enjoyed that part of it, getting to know young men and their family and what they're about, where they come from, what their goals and ambitions are, and seeing if we can help meet those goals. And, it's just that connection with people and developing young men and evaluating them has been something that I've really enjoyed my entire career.
Now, you alluded to it earlier, the name, image, and likeness. Long term, you think that's going to be good for the college game or not so good?
Well, I mean, I don't know the answer to that. I just know, I think these athletes do deserve compensation. I think that it probably could have been handled in a better way, with some guidelines and guardrails that not just to help us as coaches, but to protect these athletes. I think that student athletes should be getting mandatory, financial literacy courses and help with their tax prep and have a better understanding. We just kind of open the floodgates and And then this offseason, there supposedly was going to be all these changes. And then as it stands right now, we're right back to where we started. So I do think that the athletes need to be compensated. I'm happy that they are. I wish there was more guidance from the NCAA and how it happened. But whether or not it's going to be good or bad, at this point doesn't matter because it's here and it's here to stay. So the best thing you can do as a college coach is adapt.
Excellent. You've had Nate Oates. You worked with him for a few years. Been one of the great mentors for you. Is there anybody else since you've been coaching that you would consider a mentor and really helped you get a good foundation in your coaching career besides Nate Oates?
Nate was really the big one, to be honest with you. I've got great relationships with coaches all over the country. But outside of Coach Oates, I'd probably go back to my high school coaches and my college coaches. But at the collegiate level, I spent 8 years with Coach Oates and developed more in that 8 years as a coach than I had in my entire life, probably in any capacity, to be honest with you. I learned so much and from one of the best in the business. So, he's definitely the largest influence on my coaching career and, my knowledge of the game and what we're doing now.
Mm-hmm. Coach, you've had success everywhere you've been. You took Arkansas State to 25 wins in just your second season there. And this year, you've got the 29th ranked recruiting class coming to USF. That's the highest ranked recruiting class in 12 years. What do you look for in recruits as far as it just athletic ability, or do you look at the intangibles? How's your personality? Are you a hard worker? Do you take good coaching? What do you kind of look for in the recruits you're bringing in? Because you've had an awful lot of success.
Yeah, you said it. We look at the intangibles. I want to know their winning percentage. I want to see how they impact winning in high school and the AAU circuit, but also who they are as young men, how they conduct themselves in public and in the classroom. We take a deep dive into their social media. I think social media is really it's the cover of your book, right? It's what do you want people to see when they hear your name or they look you up. And so we look into that and, selfless, hardworking young men that have lofty goals. I don't want to coach a young man that doesn't want to play in the NBA. Mm-hmm. Because I think that motivation is what drives them. And so, a combination of things, but those intangibles are very important.
You've got a brand new team this year, 13 new players, 5 freshmen, 8 transfers that have some good experience. I know I've heard your quote, this isn't a rebuild. What are your expectations for the basketball team this fall?
Yeah, I don't want to – it's not a rebuild. The Coach Amir did a phenomenal job and won this league 2 years ago. And so and I think they would have been darn good again last year. So we have a very solid foundation that's been laid that we were fortunate to build off of. And I don't want to put any hardcore expectations on this group. We've got 13 new guys, but I will say I think that we've got enough talent to compete. To win the American. And so ultimately that would be the goal, right? I don't want to put a number of wins or whatever. We've got a brutal non-conference schedule. I went out and scheduled like we're the Chicago Bulls from the mid 90s. We're going to have 6 or 7 quad 1, quad 2 games in our non-conference. Alabama, Oklahoma State, Utah State, Charleston, and then you look at the battle for the Atlantis field. And so, we're going to be really challenged, and we've got a lot of growing up to do. We've got to get a lot better between now and then. But I think I've got the right group of young men here to help, push us in that right direction.
Mm-hmm. That is a very challenging non-conference schedule, as you alluded to. How important do you think it is to have a challenging non-conference schedule to prepare you for the grind of the conference schedule?
I think it's huge. If you go back to my 2 years at Arkansas State, you'd see, the list of teams we played, and by choice. I think that the non-conference prepares you for conference, right? And so we want to be challenged. More importantly, I want to put ourselves in a position to get an at large bid, and anybody that doesn't think that's possible doesn't know the game, right? With our schedule right now, if we win those games, we're in that conversation, and that's my job as a coach to get us there. So the first step in that is having a schedule that'll allow you an opportunity to get there. And so we're going to schedule this way every year. To be honest with you, we're going to schedule as hard as we possibly can. We tried to schedule even harder than we did. We ended up scheduling. Nobody wanted to play us, including the rest of the teams in this state. We tried every single one of them, and the Power Four conferences, if you will.
Yeah.
No one was willing to sign up for that, and we, I'll go on record. We tried home, away, neutral, whatever they would do, and nobody would do it. But we're going to continue to make an effort to do that and try to play those games and play a challenging non-conference schedule every year.
This is the first year that you will play in the Love Wins Classic. It's between USF and Kennesaw State. You've got the first game of this classic on the road up in Georgia. Talk a little bit about that game and what it means to you and to USF basketball.
Yeah, it means the world to me in this program and this university, as well as the program and university at Kennesaw State, two places that Coach Amir left a lasting impact on. Not just with what he did on the basketball court, but with the way that he treated people and the way that he molded young men at both those places and helped them grow. And, talk about transformational. He had a transformational impact on both universities and basketball programs. And so Coach Antoine Petway at Kennesaw State is one of my best friends. We work together at the University of Alabama. And I know we both feel the same way. And, we're honored to be a small part of, something that honors Coach Amir and his legacy.
Mm-hmm. What style of ball can we expect to see out of the Yuengling Center this fall with your USF Bulls?
We're going to really get up and down. We play an up-tempo, fast style of play. We shoot a lot of threes. We want to attack the rim and shoot threes. We're going to mix it up defensively. Our motto is we want to play with pace and space on offense and then shrink and disrupt on defense.
Very good. Home openers against Coppin State on November 12th. We want to see everyone out there. I've been to a couple of games, Coach, where the arena was just packed, and I want to tell you the atmosphere is electric. I was there when they won the championship under Amir that year that USF had that great run. So you're in for some good times, and the fans will appreciate that style of basketball, I can assure you.
Absolutely. We're actually the home opener is November 6th.
Okay. My bad.
Yeah. So, and I think that's Florida A&M, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
But we've got some really good home games starting off then. And I'm looking forward to it. We're going to do our part here in the community. We've been trying to do that all summer. Students get back on campus. We're going to do our part here on campus to build those relationships and pack out the Yuengling Center. And then the second part of our job is to put a good product on the floor. And we're working on that as well.
Anything else you'd like to add, Coach? Tell the fans what they can kind of look forward to and get these fans fired up for basketball season.
Yeah, I'll just tell you this. I think that if you come see us, I think I take pride in putting together a product and building a program that plays with class, but plays with elite tenacity and toughness. And we talk about being blue collar quite a bit. And so you're going to see a blue collar program that's going to play an exciting brand of basketball. And I'll tell you this, when I got to Arkansas State, they were averaging about 1,000 fans per game. When we left, we were averaging almost 7,000 and led the Sun Belt in attendance. Our goal is to do the same thing here. And so the best thing I could tell you is don't miss out, because we're going to pack the Yuengling Center and bring an exciting brand of basketball here, and really take pride in being Tampa Bay's home for hoops. And we're going to do our best to make sure we hold up our end of the deal.
I know everybody's getting kind of ramped up for football season, but I'm excited about the basketball season. It won't be long till the basketballs will be hitting the court. And I just want to thank you, Coach, for giving us a few minutes here this afternoon. Good luck to you this season. And I look forward to seeing you out at the Yuengling Center this fall.
Absolutely. Thanks, Ken. Appreciate you having me on.
Thank you, Bryan Hodgson, head coach of your USF Bulls. I'm Ken Filler for FLTeams.com. For all your Florida sports news, collegiately and pro, check out FLTeams.com.